Today's lesson has mentioned the Mughal Empire. Before teaching this lesson, I would like to inform you one point, that some lessons I have not taught you, but I thought that these lessons were taught. Which lessons? Two lessons from civics I have not taught you. For example, in elections I have not taught you. Local self-government I have not taught you. But I thought that these lessons already I have taught you. Anyway, but I have to teach these lessons. You know it very well. Another thing, Sangam Age also started teaching, but Sangam Age was not completed. Some points were are still left to be taught, because I was rather confused whether Sangam Age was included in the syllabus, in the syllabus of council, the syllabus which was sent a few days back, the reduced syllabus, whether the lesson was included. That's why I could not complete the last few points. I shall teach it. So Sangam Age also is incomplete lesson, and other lessons like medieval age consist of 4 lessons, big lessons I have to teach you. And but I thought that I taught you. Not that one. The modern age in Europe. These lessons consist of 3 big lessons: the Reformation, the Renaissance, the Industrial Revolution. I thought I taught it, but these lessons I have not taught. You know it very well. Now I have to teach. But enough time is there. I shall teach you comfortably for your better understanding. And some lessons which the lessons which I have already taught it, for your better understanding, I shall re-explain it thoroughly from the beginning to the last. So I told you only because of your convenience, so that you must take good preparation for the exam, and all of you must get yourself fully prepared for all the lessons I have taught you, or I shall teach you. Now today's lesson, the Mughal Empire. You know, here some points are written in the book: Battle of Kannauj and Chausa, defeat of Humayun, rise of an Afghan leader, Sher Shah Suri. The first one, Humayun. Who was Humayun? You know, Humayun was the eldest son of Babur. Who was Babur? Babur was the founder ruler of Mughal dynasty. And who established the Mughal dynasty? Babur established the Mughal dynasty in the year 1526 in the first battle of Panipat by defeating the last Sultan of the Delhi Sultanate, Ibrahim Lodi. Babur established the Mughal Empire in India. After the death of Babur, Humayun ascended the throne. But when Humayun ascended the throne, his other brothers also wanted to be the ruler of Delhi. That's why Humayun was targeted by his brothers and other enemies, and he was surrounded by many enemies. So Humayun from the very beginning was alert of it, and was trying to remove them from his sides. That's why he sent many people to suppress their revolts. But meanwhile, Humayun had to face 2 battles. Humayun had to face the Rajputs. Humayun had to face the Afghans. The Afghans, on behalf of the Afghans, Sher Shah, one Afghan leader, declared 2 wars. In the first battle of Chausa in the year 1539, Sher Shah defeated Humayun, but Humayun did not leave hope. He got back, but once again collected soldiers and declared war on Sasaram, means declared war against Sher Shah Suri. Sher Shah Khan, that time not Sur, Sher Khan that time. So once again, Sher Khan had to fight. Sher Khan fought against Humayun in the Battle of Kannauj in the year 1540. But once again, Sher Khan defeated Humayun. After the defeat, after that defeat, Humayun somehow managed to escape him from the battlefield and took shelter under the Saho of Tamaps of Iran, a ruler of Iran. And the Persian leader took him shelter. In the meantime, the Afghan leader came to power. Who was the Afghan leader? He was Sher Khan, the Afghan leader. Sher Khan assumed the title Sher Shah and ascended the throne of Delhi, and he established a new dynasty. The name of the dynasty was Shur dynasty. Shur dynasty. So the glory and image of the Mughals made him introduce a good system of administration. He introduced a good system of administration. But by whom was he encouraged? He was encouraged by the Mughals. Because Babur, the founder ruler, gained faith of the Indian people. Babur felt that he was a foreigner, came from Afghanistan, and established a new rule in India. So he must obtain the faith and respect of the Indian people. That's why Babur established a good administration, and he also made so many new gardens, a very beautiful gardens. Akbar got it done and made it very much attractive for the visitors. And some mosques, some temple, some mosques, some monuments, but more and more constructive works, and the scheme for the construction he adapted. But meanwhile he died, and his son also had not much time to construct such kind of buildings, monuments. And afterwards he was defeated by Sher Shah and left the place in search of better support. But meanwhile, Sher Khan came to power and assumed a new name, Sher Shah, and established a new dynasty, Shur dynasty. Now, question is, Sher Shah, how had he gained faith of the people of India? The people of India realized that Sher Shah was a ruler of India, came to power and introduced a good administration for the welfare of the country. So once again they have got a good ruler. Sher Shah knew that Babur was a ruler, introduced a good system of administration, framed new policies, which also was introduced in favor of the people, and almost all people were happy. They were prosperous and rich during his rule. And Humayun also followed the same system, same technique, same method. That's why Sher Shah was encouraged by the Mughals and decided to adopt good policies for the satisfaction of the people, and hence new schemes he adopted. The schemes of constructing of new roads, for example, GT Road, Grand Trunk Road, it was constructed by Sher Shah Suri, one of the lengthiest route and road of India, constructed by Sher Shah Suri. Now, why did he construct it? He constructed it with a view to encourage internal trade. He encouraged international trade and allowed the people of India, basically those who are traders and businessmen, to earn a lot of money and to lead a very rich and prosperous life. That's why Sher Shah Suri's policy, Sher Shah Suri's administration was accepted by the people during that period, and Sher Shah Suri also, removed all the dishonest officers from his administration and allowed to work only the honest officers, honest workers, and hence the people who worked in his administration, they almost all were out and out honest and worked for the people. And Sher Shah Suri also introduced many good policies, and he brought a revolutionary change in the system of collecting of revenues, and in the system of providing providing facilities for the growth and development of the peasants, farmers, and agriculture. At the same time, he also removed contrast between rich and poor, low and high, and also introduced good policies for the country for its all-round development. Ultimately, Sher Shah became a great ruler of India, but his reign, it was not a reign he was able to enjoy for many years. That he expected to be a ruler of India, would rule for a long time, long period, but ultimately his aim, his dream was not fulfilled. Sher Shah Suri died in an explosion of gunpowder while barricading one fort of Kalinjar, and ultimately he died of a bomb explosion of gunpowder, and then his life and the shortest reign of Sher Shah Suri came to an end. On hearing the news of the death of Sher Shah, Humayun made an attempt but was unable to take initiative because the ruler, the next ruler of Sher Shah, continued his reign for at least 10 years. But within 10 years, Sher Shah could not take any expedition for the weak successor of Sher Shah. Weak successor of Sher Shah continued rule for about 10 years, and Sher Shah could not, but Humayun could not take any initiative to defeat him. But meanwhile, Sher Shah's successor followed some wrong policies and lost the faith of the people and became weaker. Who was he? He was the successor of Sher Shah, Sikandar Shah. So Sikandar Shah, whenever Sikandar Shah became weaker, and the news reached Humayun, Humayun did not wait for a single moment, and by taking help of the Iranian ruler and by collecting soldiers from there, he attacked Sikandar Shah, the weak successors of Sher Shah, and was able to defeat him and re-established the Mughal Empire. After re-establishing the Mughal Empire, Humayun was unable to continue the rule of the Mughals for many years because it was an unfortunate incident of history. Humayun, while coming down from the staircase, fell down on the staircase and immediately died. Humayun had a hobby to read books. So while reading books, he always used to take, he was fond of reading books, and while reading books, he never talked to another person because he always paid full concentration to the subject matter whatever he read and tried to learn. But afterwards, that day, it was a cloudy atmosphere. It was drizzling. Humayun just coming down from the stairs. Other persons also were with him. But suddenly, suddenly he fell down on the staircase, and before other one hold his arms, Humayun fell down on the staircase and immediately he died. So the rule of Humayun came to an end, and what happened to the next day I shall discuss in detailed form. And before uh, before completing today's teaching, once again I would like to highlight some points I discussed. Who was the Zagir of Sasaram in Bihar? You know, Sher Shah, Sher Khan means son of Hassan Khan. Sher Shah was the son of Hassan Khan. Hassan Khan was the Zagirdar of Sasaram in Bihar. Hassan Khan. Who was Hassan Khan? He was the father of Sher Khan. So, after the death of his father Hassan Khan, Sher Khan became the Zagirdar of Bihar, Sasaram, Bihar. But afterwards, Sher Khan, Sher Khan decided, Sher Khan, it was a great fortunate incident for Sher Khan. He was able to defeat Humayun. Humayun wanted to capture Sasaram of Bihar, but it helped Humayun, it helped Sher Khan to capture power and to allow him to be a ruler of Delhi. Although he always had a great dream in his life that one day he would become a ruler of Delhi and would rule India. But that opportunity came only because of Humayun and his wrong method, wrong policy. He targeted Sasaram, Bihar, and he encouraged Sher Khan, and ultimately Sher Khan took an expedition for Humayun, and as I told you earlier, he faced two battles against Humayun. In the first battle against Humayun, which was fought in the year 1539, the name of the battle was Chausa. In the battle of Chausa, Humayun was defeated by Sher Khan, and once again Humayun was defeated in the battle of Kannauj in the year 1540. So Humayun's defeat in two battles, the battle of Chausa and the battle of Kannauj, gave Sher Khan a new life as a ruler of Delhi. He established a new dynasty, Sur dynasty in India, and became the ruler of Sur dynasty, became the ruler of India, and introduced good administration, good policies for the people, and became a great ruler of India. But his reign was short-lived. His reign was short-lived. After a few years of his reign, he died of bomb explosion, and then his son Jahandar Khan ruled for about 10 years. No, sorry, not Jahandar. Sikandar Khan ruled for about 10 years, and other successors also were there, but he was the last Afghan ruler. Who was the last Afghan ruler? Sikandar Shah was the last Afghan ruler who ruled. Sikandar Shah was the last ruler who was defeated by Humayun. Humayun realized that it was the right opportunity for him to defeat the weak successors of Sher Shah, Sikandar Shah. So Sikandar Shah was defeated by whom? See, he was defeated by he was defeated by Humayun. Sikandar Shah, the last ruler of the Sur dynasty, ruled from the year 1545 after the death of Sher Shah. He ruled from 1545 till 1555. That means he ruled for about 10 years. But during the last half of his rule, he became very much, he led a very luxurious life and lost the faith of the people. And on hearing the news, Humayun took an expedition for Sikandar Shah and defeated him and recaptured the glory and image of the Mughals. and re-establish the Mughal dynasty in India. Up to this, my dear students. Thank you.